There have been too many stories of men taking the lives of their partners recently. Too many. Rest in peace to Serena Fairfax. She was the wife of Justin Fairfax. Justin Fairfax used to be lieutenant governor in Virginia. During his time as lieutenant governor there, he had essay and grape allegations. Him and his wife were in the process of getting a divorce, and he decided to take her life, and then he took his own. Their kids were in the house when all of this was happening. I don't even want to imagine how their kids are feeling and just them having to experience all that. It's just terrible. Um, According to the UN, on average, a woman loses her life every 10 minutes from intimate partner violence. Um, Femicide is a serious issue, and just seeing all these stories pop up, it makes me feel like it's getting worse.
Yeah, I grew up in the hood, but I also went to law school, so I've met every kind of nigga that there is, right? From the stereotypical street nigga to niggas like Justin Fairfax, and everybody is so scared of the Pusheisties of the world, right? Like everybody is checking for them, but nobody recognizes the how dangerous a guy like Justin is. You know what I mean? Because sure, I'm not saying that Pooh Shiesty is safe. Obviously, he has his issues and the men like him have their issues. But the niggas like Justin Fairfax don't know who they are. Matter of fact, they're trying so hard not to be Pooh Shiesty, and their whole image is tied up, or their whole identity is tied up in this image that they're trying to portray. You know what I mean? They're trying so hard not to be Pooh Shiesty. They want to be the exact opposite. They want to be perfect. You know what I mean? Justin went to Duke. He worked for the Senate Judiciary Committee. He went to Columbia Law School. He became lieutenant governor, right? And his identity got tied up in that success. And so when he lost, he didn't know who the fuck he was. He spiraled out of control. He got drunk and he did this terrible act that is going to live with his kids for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, may he rest in peace. Fuck him. But all of us need to heal, right? All black men need to heal. We need to understand who we are. We need to understand our power, and we need to define ourselves outside of the context of the expectations that white supremacy imposes on us.
So this morning I tweeted Abigail Spanberger. I think I'm saying her name right. She is the governor of Virginia. She made a very thoughtful post about Serena Fairfax. And I told her, you need to change these divorce laws in Virginia. Do y'all know that Justin actually tried to use the divorce law? If you remember, I made a video yesterday. I'll post a picture over here if you want to go back and look, where I talked about how the divorce laws in Virginia set women up to be victims of domestic violence because you're not supposed to leave the house. They punish you with custody if you leave the house because they try to position it as abandonment. And so a lot of women, you got to be separated there for a year anyway to get divorced. And so a lot of women don't leave the house because they don't want to lose their property rights or be accused of abandoning their children when it comes down to custody, because you can be punished for that, which is why she had these cameras and stuff set up and was living with him. Well, it turns out, I mean, it shouldn't be shocking because I believe he was a lawyer. He tried to use that against her by making a false claim that she abused him, but she was cleared by her cameras. But he was trying to get her out of that house. From what I'm reading, she was paying all the bills and stuff up in that house, which again, do not do this for men. This is not blaming her. I'm just telling you as an aside, don't do it. So he was trying to use his position of authority and trust to get her thrown out of that house so he could use that against her and claim she was domestically violent. Thank God she had her cameras. But that is why people who are saying things, talking about him like in a nice way, you're sick. He was sick. He was sick. I do believe he essayed those women. Anybody that'll do something like that, call and make a false report on you for domestic violence, would definitely do something like that. I always believe women, but that's just more evidence. And everybody's like, well, why didn't he just take himself out? I'm going to tell you why he didn't just take himself out. Their lives would have been better if he did that. And abusers don't want people's lives to be better. He didn't want her to get that stuff. That's why he even tried to fake that allegation on her. He didn't want her to get those assets. He didn't want her to have them assets without him. He wasn't going to take himself out and then she get the house and the kids without him. So he in his mind, he had to take her out. And then he unalived himself. So now all of y'all talking about black men, mental health. He wasn't mentally ill. He was an abuser. He had a personality disorder. He made calculated choices. He wasn't stressed out because he was accused. And like I said, I think he did do that stuff to women. He was an abuser. He knew that the best outcome for him was to unalive her, then unalive himself. Nobody gets the house that way. She don't get to live without him. She don't get to keep all the assets. And if he had stayed alive, then he would be the bad guy. But if he takes himself out, now all of you, I wonder why Justin did that. Justin was my friend. That's why I be counseling y'all about giving money and comfort to these abusers. They know what they are doing. They think you're stupid and they're playing you because they're going to create a narrative that works in their favor because they know you're gullible and you want to believe the best about them. And y'all help them every single time. If you got something positive to say about this man, I suggest you keep it to yourself. Ain't nothing positive to say about a man that unalived his wife and took his kids' parents away from them. May he burn in hell. 2 days ago, I made a video where I simply said intimate partner violence is scary. It was in regards to Ashley Janae, but I gave several examples of black people because I'm black and that's the media that I intake. Brought up situations when the man had killed the woman had killed the man. I even brought up a situation in Baltimore with a lady named Diamond whose girlfriend killed her. They're both black. And black men have been in my comments saying, that's not our fight. Y'all missing the point. Y'all trying to absolve a white man. Within 24 hours of making that video, Justin Fairfax, and former lieutenant governor of Virginia, killed his wife. Dr. Serena Fairfax, in a murder-suicide. And so now I ask, is it your fight now? Because that was the point of the video that this comment is linked to. I said, it really doesn't matter. It could happen to you. And in this case, you could do everything right. You could go to college. You can go to medical school. You can get the college-educated black man who rises to the top of his career field. You yourself can do the same, and you are still in danger of being unalived by him. So yeah, like I said, it really goes beyond race. It goes beyond gender. It goes beyond sexual orientation, as we see, because this is happening a lot. And once again, I say, saying that it is scary, the thought that the person you choose to love, who you think loves you, who you choose to have kids with, who you choose to spend your life with, get married, X, Y, and Z, it's really scary to think about the fact that they could be the ones to kill you, should not be controversial the way that niggas are trying to make it controversial.